The Bible Story in 16 Cs. After 3 months of walking through the desert, the people of Israel came to Mount Sinai. They camped at the foot of the mountain while Moses went up to meet with God. God told Moses to set up a boundary at the base of the mountain and to warn people not to cross it. In 3 days, God said he would come down where the people could see him. If the people even touched the edge of the boundary, they would die, because his presence was holy and the people were sinful. On the 3rd day, the mountain shook with thunder and lightning filled the sky. Suddenly, the people heard a loud trumpet blast, and the mountain was covered with smoke. No one had ever seen anything like this before. Courageously, Moses went up to meet with God. God spoke to him in the thunder. He gave Moses the 10 Commandments, and Moses brought them back to the people. Here is what they said. 1. Love God more than you love anything else. 2. Don't let anyone else or anything else be more important to you than God. 3. Always say God's name with love and respect. 4. Have a day of rest every week so you can thank God and spend time with him. 5. Love and respect your father and mother. 6. Never hurt anyone with words or actions. 7. Always be faithful to your husband or wife. 8. Don't take anything that isn't yours. 9. Always tell the truth. 10. Don't be jealous of what others have, but be happy with what God has given you. When the people heard the thunder, the lightning, and the loud trumpet, they trembled. They said they were afraid to talk to God. Moses said to the people, "Don't be afraid. God has come to test you. He wants you to respect and honor him so that you won't sin." Then Moses walked closer to God, and God gave him these words to tell the people. "You have seen for yourselves that I have talked with you from heaven. Do not make gods of silver or gold to worship along with me." After Moses gave Israel God's message, the people agreed to obey all that God had said, and Moses wrote down the words God gave him. Do you know why God gave Israel and us the 10 Commandments? God's commandments, which we call the law, teach us what sin is. The law acts like a teacher, showing us how God expects us to live as his people. But once we know God's law, we soon see how many times we break it. The law shows us that we are sinners who need a Saviour. That is where Jesus comes in. How about you? Have you broken God's law? None of us can obey God perfectly. None of us except Jesus. When we put our faith in him, Jesus takes away our sin and gives us his perfect record of obedience. That is how we can be saved from God's judgment for breaking his law. The Bible Story in 16 Cs.